Just so you can see which gate I'm at here. So well done clearing all of the passion fruit. This mesh is not appropriate to shield these 2 points. So as you know, horse, these are stepping points. We're going to need a stronger mesh that we'll discuss. So the Avery mesh or something like that, but this is mounted too loosely, and the aperture here is actually too big to be considered an appropriate barrier for a pool fence. So we're going to need either some timber but just something to shield this, so that this has a 60-degree angle over it and can't be used as a stepping up point to your fence here. So here I am, horse, just on the left-hand side, and the issues we've got are not just the height of the fence. Obviously, it's got to be 1200, which it isn't. It is at the posts, but it sags in the middle, and the biggest issue we've got is the material that's being used. This mesh is not appropriate for pool fences. It's got a larger aperture than 13 mil. And I'll give you just a bit of a look at that. And we're looking here that's 15 mil across. So this is not an appropriate mesh. Ideally, we're going to be looking at changing the mesh or talking about other solutions, but there's more to talk about. At the back left gate here, and clearly we see that this, it's not just that the dirt needs to be dropped, but also the springs, which I can't adjust, I'm afraid, don't have the power to shut the gate. Yeah, the latch is fine once the dirt below here, all this earth is dropped, but the issue you've got is that the gate, the hinges don't have the power, so these will need new hinges or to be tightened, and I'm sure you're across that probably better than I am, how they can be tightened. Yeah, so this has to close from just open to fully open, and there can be nothing behind that you can jam this into, and as you see, this all gets fairly congested. Still back at the back here, this issue here, this is not an appropriate barrier, again, for the size of the aperture, but it's also just material, so that's climbable. Behind it we have some mesh, which is very climbable, so this whole area here is basically a ladder up and into the pool area. So we're going to need some significant shielding here. Okay, we're at the right hand side fence. Just a bit of an issue with the gap under here. There's got to be less than 100. Another stone here would be the perfect solution here. If we get around to this little corner here, and we're going to need to do something there, because this area here is over 100, and it's just an opportunity to get through, or something here, or some timber underneath the aluminium, but just something to close this gap here.